I grew up with May Day in churches. I went to an Episcopal private school for kindergarten and first grade where I first started doing May Day, where girls would wrap the pole and we would have whole celebration days. So it was when I was much older that I learned that May Day is a pagan holiday. Pagan cultures, by definition, originally meant those that were developed in rural, isolated communities. And Beltane is a festival of those pagan communities in Gaelic countries, specifically Ireland, Scotland, and the Isle of Man. If you're not familiar with the pagan wheel of the year, it is the year as broken up into 6-week increments. They use the solstices, so the longest night or the longest day of the year, and then they break that in half by the equinoxes, which we have just experienced last week with the fall equinox on September 21st. So halfway between the solstices and the equinoxes is a 6-week midpoint. And the 6-week midpoint between the spring equinox and the summer solstice is Beltane, or May Day. And in order to celebrate that time of year, people would have big festivals where they'd wrap the maypole, and they would finally be able to start harvesting the things that had been planted 6 weeks or 12 weeks before that, when the earth started warming up and things started to be able to grow again. So you'd have strawberries and early wildflowers and honey. And a lot of these traditions were carried on when Christianity took over Europe. The same way we have a lot of pagan traditions that continue with Yule, like Christmas trees and wreaths. Those are all pagan. Same with Easter, which was Ostara, eggs, rabbits, rebirth, all of that. It's all correlated to the original pagan holidays that people were already celebrating, that once they adopted or were forced into Christianity, they just kept up the same traditions. And that's what May Day is. It came over with the Scots-Irish who came down to the south, who just kept up this really lovely tradition of celebrating the first day of May.